Welcome back to another episode of Simply Sew Chic. You know, when it comes to sewing, we like to be creative with everything we make, and that creativity brings a little bit of our character out. So why not spread that throughout our home space, office space, or even our special space? I'm Dana Lynn, and today I'm going to show you step by step how to make your very own statement accent pillow. Are you ready? Well, let's go. It's time to Simply Sew Chic. Here are some tools you'll need to complete the project. In the top, you have your pillow insert stuffing. And for this project, I'm using two different fabrics, a blue denim and a basket weave print. Also below, you have your other tools that you'll need for sewing. Now it's time to make our pattern. Go ahead and lay your pattern paper out. And we're going to take our flat ruler and make a square that will be 18 inches by 18 inches on each side. And this will be your pattern for both the top and the bottom pattern pieces of your pillow. The pillow that we're making will be a woven fabric pillow pattern, which means no stretch for the fabric that you get for this pillow casing. In addition, it will have no zipper insert, so each side will be permanent stitched edges. If your pattern paper starts to roll, flip it to the opposite side and roll it the opposite way that it came on a roll. That should straighten out your pattern paper. Now we're going to take your flat ruler and draw a line perpendicular all the way across the pattern, and this will be your grain line. Your grain line allows you to make sure that you are lining up your pattern on your fabric according to the grain line or the selvage of your fabric. On this pattern, I am marking it statement pillow, and because I'm using two different fabrics, I'm marking cut one fabric, cut one contrast. Now we're ready to cut out our fabric pattern pieces. So we're laying our paper pattern onto our fabric and cutting out one layer per fabric. One layer for the denim and one layer for the basket weave print fabric. We'll also use this pattern to give us a cutout guide for our pillow stuffing as well. This is a basic square pattern that you are making But what makes it fun is that you have so many fabric options to create amazing statement accent pillows. Now we're ready to cut out our pillow stuffing. Again, we are using the same pattern as a guide to cut out the 18-inch square for the main piece, the main stuffies. The extra pieces will be fillers to help balance the pillow. You're ready. Okay, now we're going to put both of the fabric pattern pieces together with good sides facing. And we're going to pin each corner with a straight pin, and then go back around each edge and we went around each edge, pinned the middle of each side, but on one side we actually created a 5-inch space which we will not sew on. This will allow us to reach our hand in and pull the right side out. Once we have stitched a 1/4 inch all the way around the pillow, we will reach in the 5-inch space and pull the inside out. Let's stitch. So here we're stitching a 1 1/4 inch stitch line or seam a 1/4 inch away from the edge. We are skipping that 5-inch opening and continuing to stitch all the way around the rest of the pillow. Again, my apologies for the rocky ride. I like to use one color pin to pin around the whole edge of the pillow, and then two different color pins to create the opening. Now we're taking those pins out and we're going to reach inside and pull the right side out. Take your time when pulling the right side of the fabric out. You're going to make sure all the seams have been stitched, just in case you need to go back and restitch. And then you're going to make sure your corners are completely pulled out so that you have almost a sharp point, but not quite. You can always use a tool like a thin stick or even your scissors carefully to straighten out those corners as well, as I'll show you in a moment. You just want to make sure these corners are completely pushed out. Okay, so we made sure our corners are pushed out. We gave a good little pressing here. Everything looks good. Now it's time to insert the stuffing. I found the easiest way is to roll it up and insert it and then flatten it out and start balancing the stuffing. For this pattern, you can use a pre-stitched pillow insert, which may be more expensive than this type of stuffing, but you can use that if you'd like. When it comes to a pre-stitched pillow insert, your opening will need to be a little bigger than 5 inches. I would say maybe 10 inches, but that's an option if you do it that way. Now we're going to make sure we get this balanced out. We're going to check our corners, make sure we don't have any lumps, and find out where we need to fill in the gaps. Using the extra pieces to fill in the gaps. If we have a surplus, we will just go ahead and cut that off. Now we're going to reach in and get those corners. We want those corners to be nice and filled as well, and stuff it to your desired firmness. Alright, so it looks like we're best all out. Everything looks nice and smooth. Now it's time to stitch the 5-inch opening. I take a couple of straight pins and hold it closed, and I prefer to with my machine. If you prefer, you can hand stitch this with a blind stitch. You can use a needle and thread and do a blind stitch on this opening, your choice. All right, you did it. Awesome. Pillows are a great way to decorate for spring, summer, winter, and fall seasons. Tell me in the comments which is your favorite season. And be sure to review the description below for any special tips and links. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Simply So Chic.